The first thing I'm going to start off on this video is doing the oxidation reduction problems, and then I'll have another video for the net ionics if you need to watch that. So if we take a look at this first equation, it's already been balanced, it's already been written out for you. So when you're asked to do this on your test, basically you would have already done that part where you've written out the equation and balanced it. So what we're going to look at is we're going to see who has been oxidized. So oil, Rig, oxidation is losing, and Rig, reduction, is gaining. So I look over here and strontium is by himself, so he has no charge. Over here, when he hooked up with the oxygen, he's a 2 positive. So he's a positive 2, meaning he's lost his electrons. So your strontium was oxidized, okay? Which makes him the reducing agent. I won't ask you that tomorrow, but some of you, I know you guys have talked about that in biology, so I'm just throwing that out there. So then let's check and make sure we're good on the oxygen. No charge on this one. Ends up as a 2 negative on this side, so he gained electrons, so oxygen was reduced, okay, because he gained. And that says reduced even though it doesn't look right. Okay, next example here. All right, so sulfur was nothing at this point in time. He's a 2 negative right there. Lithium was nothing. He's a positive 1 here. And so your lithium lost. So lithium was oxidized. Your sulfur was reduced because notice he gained electrons. Okay. Let's go down to number 6 because I think these first ones aren't bad. I think you can see that your anions are going to be the ones that are going to be gaining, so they're going to be the reduced guys. So bromine's going to be the same thing, nitrogen's going to do the same thing. So let's just skip down here. All right, so we've got sodium as a positive 1. You got bromine who's a negative 1 right here. Sodium's still a positive 1 on this side, and chlorine's a negative 1. Now your bromine went to nothing. Your chlorine started as nothing. So the chlorine gained electrons. Chlorine then is reduced. Okay, let's look at your bromine. He was negative. He moved to 0, so no charge on him at that point in time. So he actually lost electrons because instead of having that negative charge, he's now moving closer to being a positive. So your bromine was actually oxidized. Okay. Let's go look at this bottom one down here, kind of falling off your screen. Magnesium, you start off with no charge on it there. Over here, he's going to be a 2 positive because he's hooked up with that chlorine. Hydrogen, we're going to say is like a positive 1. No charge over here because he's with himself. Chlorine's a negative 1, and chlorine's still a negative 1. So you notice the chlorine is on both sides, still in an equation. Nothing changed about him. The magnesium went from being by himself with no charge to giving away 2 electrons to become positive 2. That means your magnesium was oxidized. Okay, and your hydrogen went from positive, okay, to the 0, meaning that if he was positive and he went to 0, he gained some electrons. Because if you had an overall positive charge and then you get electrons, you're going to no longer be positive. So your hydrogen, in this case, was reduced. All right. There'll be a quiz is practice up here pretty soon that has oxidation reduction and net ionic and so on and so on. But this is kind of just a quick little tutorial in case you were still having some problems with this that you can check in on.